morning, Coach.
Good morning.
How are you?
That was a mouthful.
Are you empty-handed? You didn't show up empty-handed. Okay, good. All right, we got victory shots.
Come back again.
Victory shots from
Line them up.
from the coach
Put them on
this
Wiggy's
morning.
tab.
All right, yeah. Put it on Wiggy's tab.
There you go.
Look at these. So this is the immunity shot from Pure Green, and Coach brings it in.
Shake it up. You gotta shake it.
You gotta shake it.
You gotta get all that good
You
stuff.
gotta shake all the good stuff in there. And what's in this again?
That's the ginger.
Ginger. We got ginger.
Oh, good.
Is there any cayenne pepper or anything?
You're gonna be shocked. You're gonna be shocked.
All right,
Trust
let's give it a go. Here, cheers.
Cheers. Congratulations.
Oh,
so
sorry.
much.
Spilled some.
Salute.
Oh, wow. Oh,
So good.
that one is.
That is not
Now,
Burns.
so
Wow.
good.
now, what is that? That
Tastes so good when it hits your lips.
Yeah.
yeah.
I need a lime or something.
Wow. That's
Thrown going down.
yeah. And that gets right in there and starts working everything through. Is that what that does? Is that
I have no idea what it does. No idea.
Well, it's difficult every week. It seems like for us to find anything that is wrong with this.
I'm
with
sure
this
you guys got a few.
with this football team. But you talked. You always say to the guys that it's not perfect. We're getting there. I know you felt like once again started slow a little bit. I think you put that on yourself yesterday.
Well, it's just there was a lot to that week, and I think that our guys handled it really well. And we just have to do a better job, early on of settling in quickly and being aggressive and having a play style, no matter what the call is, about finishing drives, and then defensively being able to answer some of these. These are plays that they worked on. These are game plan plays. They're trick plays that they've been working on, whether that's the throwback, and obviously, we hit the similar play to Pop last week, and you have to have a little disruption. You can't make it look like it's their Friday move the field practice, and we'll have to do a better job of that, of trying to disrupt their timing and flow early on defensively, and then we'll have to be able to finish drives offensively.
What's the message? I see you in the game. Rhamondre runs the ball well. I see you early and tell him keep it high and tight and everything. It looked like he had that confidence. What was your message to him just throughout the week and throughout that game? Because it looks like he was playing with another level of confidence yesterday.
Yep, I think the biggest thing, and again, we don't want to get lackadaisical at the sidelines or going to the ground or near the end zone. And one thing you find is when guys make moves or do things that the ball can't come off their body. And so, again, it was about don't let ball security paralyze us, making sure that our O-line is getting into the combinations and making sure that the backs are doing a good job of getting into the line of scrimmage, and then just kind of, then you just have to run. But we can't sit there and we can't dance and wait, and we also can't just plot it up in there for 2 yards and think that's going to be enough either.
Was it nice to see some of the Titan fan support? I saw a guy with a sign who said, "I'd cut my D off to get Mike Vrabel back here as a head coach." A reference to something you said one time.
Yeah, that was my cousin. I had all these, I paid all these guys. I take care of all these people to go do that.
Was that cool to see, though?
Yeah, I mean, again, I saw a lot of friends. I saw, Carter was excited. It was important. Again, it was just. It was good to go back there. There's a lot of, I think the people that I really enjoyed seeing were the ones in the support staff and the people that have been there for a while and that were there with us. And, I hadn't seen a lot of, and so it was good to see their faces.
I thought Drake did a good job giving you the game ball.
He did. He did. And again, I appreciate it. And I'm happy for these guys. I'm happy that they can see success and they can feel it and they're excited, and a lot of great personal, achievements, and most importantly, the team achievement.
Speaking of game balls, we had Robert Spillane on Friday, and I don't think he knew that he had a game ball coming from the New Orleans game. When are those coming? Wiggy said it takes a while to paint them.
Yeah, well, we're figuring out what we're going to put on them here after these 3-game road trips. So.
Okay, all right. So those are still coming.
I guess so.
Yeah, okay.
But that's one thing I'm not in charge of.
You're not in charge of that. No, everything else, you
guys can have stretch on.
Well, circling back to Wiggy and what he said about Rhamondre, there were a lot of people, especially in the first part of the season, that were calling for you to bench Rhamondre, and you showed confidence and support to him throughout the entire thing. Every Monday with us, anytime we asked about him, you showed support. What did you see in Rhamondre that a lot of people that were watching the games at home didn't see?
Well, it's just the whole entire body of work. All our backs are going to play, and Ravion's going to have a role, and now Terrell's going to have a role, and Rhamondre. But he's a very good pass protector. And again, there's the whole body of work. We got to take care of the football. But he's also did a lot of really good things early in the season against Miami, and there'll be a time where they're calling for my job and they're calling for everybody's job. That's just how this business works. And I didn't want to jerk the wheel, but also, there was a lot of conversations about what our ball carriers and our receivers and everybody that has the football, how they have to take care of it, or then we have to make some other decisions. You look at last week at the end of the game, he steps up, he blocks the inside linebacker. Yesterday, he's blocking in protection. He's up in the A gap. He goes out, scans out to the nickel, and we're able to get a big third down pass off. So he does a lot of things without the football, and then when he does have the football, when he takes care of it and he's decisive, he's been good for us.
You waiting to shake the guy's hands after the game has become a cool thing. Bill Cowher kind of took credit for that on TV yesterday. Is that where you got that from? He said when you were a rookie there that he did that. So he was kind of.
There was a lot that I learned from Bill. I don't know what I remember from 1997. That's a long time ago. But I did really enjoy being drafted to the Steelers, for that organization, the veterans on that team, to Bill. Those were good years for me and my growth. Never started a game. I learned a lot of football, played a lot of special teams, played a lot of different positions defensively, that prepared me for the rest of my career.
Mike, they had the game plan yesterday. It appeared that it was, we're going to get to Tennessee and we're going to run the ball until they stop us. Is that coming from you? How did that game plan come together on offense?
Well, just some things that we'd seen and what we felt like we needed to do, and the identity that we had to have for that football game. And when things are working, you want to stick with them and obviously stay balanced. But, I thought it was important for our guys to see that and put that stuff on tape. And, we got wide receivers. We got Mac Hollins that's pushing a pile for 5 yards and helping a running back. And there's a lot of great efforts there to be able to stay connected on combinations, Simmons or Sweat or, anything else, and getting up to the second level. And, so there's a lot of good stuff on film. There's a lot of stuff that we can improve on.
Who was Simmons doing the crying emoji to on the sideline?
Me, I'm sure. But I'm sure he's not going to want to hear this. But what makes you cry will make me laugh, I guess. So
Right.
I know that that's not how it goes, but I spun it around there. So, Jeff and I have a good relationship, and sorry to see him get hurt. But again, as a coach, I have to take the high road, and I was proud of myself for not responding.
Drake got banged up a little bit. Any thought looking back now that maybe you take him out of that game earlier, or that's probably not your style?
No, I think that his ability to extend the football and extend the play, and when he got banged up, and again, we got to protect the quarterback, and but I also felt like we got sloppy. I think we got up and had a really good first half, and then I think we got sloppy, and those are some things that we're going to have to address and have to realize that these games aren't over, as we saw late last night in Denver in the Giants game, and we could pull them out, or we could just play football and protect them, and at the right opportunity, get everybody else in there.
One of the things that I like, and as former players, it's hard to find coaches that are authentic, because we can spot a fraud from a mile away. And a lot of your players talk about the genuineness and how authentic you are and how real you are. How important is that not only you, but the rest of your coaching staff make sure that, that's a message that those players understand. We're going to give it to you like it is. Sometimes you might like it, sometimes you might not like it, but we're going to be real with you.
Yeah, I think that that's what players respect. I think that they may not always like what you hear, but they don't want to be bullshitted. They want the truth. And I also tell them, I said, the harder you play,
You know, it's going to cost you
The more-
$100 for the swear jar, Ty Law.
We do have a Ty Law swear jar.
That's okay.
$100
See-
goes to the Greg Hill Foundation.
See Stretch.
So we'll see Stretch for that.
The harder they play, the more that I'm going to give them, the more leeway that I'm going to give them. And so those are some things that I have that, you know, again, when I see things that can help them, I want to try to tell them and show them and coach them. And when there's things that are non-negotiable as it relates to their effort or things that they're doing to hurt us, that I have to address it.
Obviously, you want the team to protect the quarterback better going forward, but especially against a Browns defense next week, that is hard. How can Drake protect himself better?
You know, making good decisions in the open field, and you know, when you see one, there's another one coming, and so you know, making sure that you get down and you know protect yourself and the equipment and everything else, and he will. And again, I just think that he wants to win so badly, he wants to be successful and just a complete package for us and a playmaker. You know, it's just a fine line. It's a fine balance of. I think he does a good job of getting through the pocket, and when it's not there, getting out and extending, and then just making a great decision and you know trying to make sure that you don't have to beat everybody out there. You can just get down and take a 5 or 6 yard gain, or just be mindful of where you're at and how many guys are around you.
Mike, there are several stats that came out post-game about Drake Maye joining Tom Brady as the only two Patriots quarterbacks to be at this completion percentage or to have this success and this many touchdowns, all that. What do you see in Drake Maye that makes those, statistical comparisons in any way a reality to how he plays the game, that he could be someone that could carry this team for 15 years?
Well, I mean, he's very accurate from different platforms, whether that's in the pocket, that's out of the pocket. You know, there's a really, really good accuracy. I think that there's a lot of confidence. He's just an athletic quarterback, and by that I just mean that there's different things that he does. It doesn't have to be so rigid and just drop back, plant, transfer, throw. You know, there's a lot of other movements to him that I think make him unique. And but the accuracy has certainly been very good.
What's the one thing he's improved the most since you arrived here?
I think his pocket presence or his ability to transfer through the pocket. It's something as young quarterbacks coming out of college you don't see a ton of, probably because they don't work on it, or maybe because there's a 3-man rush a lot of times in college and they have a little bit more time, or maybe they're just extending out of the pocket because they can physically. But that's something that they've worked very hard on. I know that Josh has done a great job, and Ashton's done a great job on the drill work and seeing it and being able to do it when it's there. You saw an example of Dobbsy doing it, you know, yesterday when he got in and pulling through with 2 hands, still remaining a passer, keeping your eyes downfield as opposed to pulling through and looking down here at the rush.
I'm a sucker for a great story, but it was so cool to see him show up at the Zavarian CM game on Friday night.
Yeah, and there was other players there too. They just didn't have field access or the police escort, so they got on Drake. They said, "I would just sit up in the stands with the common
do with the quarterback,
with the common folk."
Yeah,
but there was a group of players there, and Drake just happened to have the escort.
The one area where you said you wanted to see a little bit more improvement in was getting to the quarterback. I know you had 5 sacks yesterday.
Yeah, it's just not enough on early downs. And,
right. What was the difference in the last several weeks from yesterday with the pressures?
Well, yesterday was, the sacks. Again, I'm not looking at the sacks. The sacks come later on 3rd down. And at the 1st and 2nd down, you have to be able to transition into the pocket. You have to be able to make a pass rush after, playing on what may look like a run block. And, we just have to do a better job of that. And we have to do a better job of being in coverage and contesting. And, again, I like how they respond in the second half. We're going to have to play better earlier pass coverage in 1st and 2nd down.
You talk about Drake's athleticism, the athleticism of Pop Douglas with that one-handed catch from behind him.
We didn't have to make it that hard, did we?
No, but
Throw it in front of him.
But
Nice
what a
little slant.
highlight. Like watching that from home looked sick. I can't imagine being the head coach and seeing it play out on the sideline.
Yeah, and again, it's Pop made a huge play, and just get the timing down there and make sure that they're both on the same page. I think that's important. But it was a huge play, and we're going to go for it. You see the players. We're going to stay aggressive here and score a touchdown.
Well, you probably made a few one-handers.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I made a few of those. Yeah, I made a
After the
couple of those. But you know what I want?
Who was a better receiver, you or Mike Vrabel?
Oh, me by
Oh,
far.
really?
Better
Okay.
hands.
I mean, the
yeah.
man-
It's like
man had-
asking who was a
Man
better.
had touchdowns repeatedly.
Yeah, but that's when I left.
But I had a 5th grade teacher said, "Yeah, but be a
No,
good
no,
name
no.
for a horse."
those
yeah, but
touchdowns.
Yeah, but
Those
yeah,
goal
but-
line touchdowns didn't come when I was here. I was gone long.
Oh,
long
okay.
ago.
Yeah,
So
those
those
four
were-
years.
That
yeah,
would have
those-
been your ball
those
if he
would've been
wasn't.
my
If he wasn't,
touchdowns,
yeah,
but I
okay.
know.
it'd have been the same way.
Vrabel, no, I don't think so. Vrabel had good hands, but
Goal line.
not as good as
Wiggy out.
mine. It's like asking who was a better pass rusher, me or him. Come on, it's not even close. One of the areas that we were a little bit concerned, myself included, as fans going into, was the wide receiver group. Give a lot of respect to Todd Downing, but these guys have not only done it in the passing game, you talk about it in the run blocking game. Talk about what that group has been able to do, especially coming to the seasons with, I think expectations were very low from a lot of people on the outside looking in.
Well, that's good. I'm glad expectations were low. Then we're trying to exceed them. I think that group is just continues to grow. I think that Steph's been a great leader. I think Mac's been a great leader. I think Kayshawn has taken it upon himself to compete and improve and get better through training camp, and that's paid off in the season. The understanding that they all have with route detail, route craft, how to work with the quarterback. Pop shown up. I think their effort when they don't have the football has been much improved. You see guys blocking. You see late in the game. You see Diggs coming over, blocking the safety on a weak rotation or things like that. So, Todd's really done a good job of bringing that group together, I think, off the field, and therefore that's translated into a lot of positives on the field.
I think Steph Diggs was someone that we spoke probably more so than outside of Drake Maye on the entire offseason. We talked about things on field, off field, everything. And he has been remarkable in his consistency, but also his leadership. Like, I saw the locker room, we get a minute snippet of it after the game from the social media team. But can you express what you have had in your expectations for Steph Diggs?
I enjoy. He's easy to talk to. He's fun to be around. He's the same guy every day. Communicates well. If something comes up or again, our conversations are very easy. They're good. He doing everything that we've asked him to do, and hopefully we can keep going.
It does seem like from the outside, Wiggy was talking about that before, there's been a massive culture change here. And you're the leader of the organization. What do you attribute that to being able to come in and change on and off the field, change the culture?
Just try to be authentic, try to be real, try to support people and help them do their jobs, hire good people, knowledgeable people, make connections with the players, make connections with the people in the building, and that's just what we're trying to do. And winning, and then try to win, and that brings morale up.
And immunity shots.
It doesn't hurt.
All right. Did you get any barbecue while you were in Nashville?
No.
What is the best barbecue in Nashville? We debate this on the show.
It's
Curtis likes
Ed Lee's and Martin's are probably the leading.
Martin's. Martin's is.
Martin's got a brisket burger over there. Yeah.
Curtis loves the brisket.
I've never been to Nashville, so when I get down there, I'll have to check one of those spots
You guys
out.
don't travel?
We don't bring Wiggy.
Yeah, they don't bring me when they do
You
travel.
guys travel, but
Yeah,
he
we-
doesn't.
No, I
Right.
don't travel.
He doesn't like to fly. And
Yeah.
He's got the John Madden bus.
He's very specific about
You know, I like to play cards on the plane. They don't want to play no Blu-ray.
He requires a 4-star hotel. He won't stay with the rest of us at the
No, I
Motel
live like a
6.
nice hotel.
You know how that goes.
Yeah.
You know how
Well,
that
maybe
is.
they get you on a road trip.
Yeah,
Yeah.
one day.
All right.
One day.
Thank you, guys.
Coach, keep at it.
Yeah.
That
Appreciate it.
is Mike Vrabel, the head coach of the New
Braves.
England Patriots.
Keep it up.